So we have to welcome people, but first you have to point that to the camera and are you ready for this?
Yes.
She's always ready.
Ready.
Ready, steady.
Go.
I'm getting a phone call. Shay's going to tell us the announcements today.
That's good.
Hello, Shay.
Hi.
Hello, me and Molly are just recording the announcement video and we're wondering, what are the announcements for this week?
Ask me another question.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
So did you get all that?
No.
What does it say?
Only you can make it happen.
We'll have to make it happen, right? Yeah.
Lou.
Hello.
Welcome
Welcome.
to church today.
For those who don't know, this is beautiful
Molly.
Molly. And I'm Rudy. You've seen my face. Tell us something really cool about yourself.
I am
Not weird.
not weird. My nickname is Moza, also Muli, and I am cool.
That's why you're doing the announcement video with me.
Yeah.
Because you are cool. Only cool people sit in this chair. I sat there last week. So,
There's something about... I forgot it already. So if you come to church today, you might have seen these big white boxes. They are called Wonder Pods.
what do these Wonder Pods do, Molly?
I'm not allowed to tell you because you have to experience it. Otherwise you'll never know what's inside.
Exactly. And how long are they going to be there for?
The whole series.
The whole series. So, something else that's really cool that's happening tomorrow, in fact. What is that?
It
Molly?
is the Fitness Expo, and that's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah. And if I come along, what could I be seeing?
Yoga,
Yeah?
mountain biking, fitness, gym.
Gym. Yeah.
It'll be fun.
It's going to be so much fun.
Too much fun.
You can never have too much fun, I say. Fitness Expo tomorrow, 10 a.m., 1 p.m.
Yes.
What do you do to stay fit?
I do dancing here.
Great skate.
Yes. Every Tuesday.
Really?
5 to
Till you have
the end.
till the end.
It's before 6 or 6. And I jump on the trampoline too much.
See, I don't have a problem with too much trampoline. Trampolines, when's there too much? Maybe we should get a trampoline from Grayscape. What do you say?
That'd be really cool.
A big one.
Yeah. And
I
then
think so.
everyone will be like, wee.
On the 18th till the 20th of April, we will have the Radiate Camp going down to... We don't actually know where we're going to.
I'm going.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Isn't it like Hunger Games?
It is.
Hunger Games.
It's somewhere fun. So if you want to go...
Do you have to give us a slip thingy?
Yeah, you need to get a form and fill it in.
Fill it in.
Fill it in. And where can you get it from?
Down there. What's it called?
The foyer? Well, you
Foyer.
can... The foyer, you can get
Yeah.
one. Or you
I
can
do
just
that.
ask Zalia. She will be able to help you with one as well. And you can fill it in and nag your mom and dad and you can go
Yes.
to the camp and it's going to be so awesome.
Because I will be there.
What other reason do you need? On the 20th to the 22nd of April, we have the Fuel Camp. And they are going down to...
Zalia's farm.
Woohoo! There's just not going to be time for anything boring because everything down there is so super cool. And yeah, you're just going to
Fun.
all the time,
All the time.
everywhere, every minute.
Every second. Not every minute. Every second.
If you are at school and you have no idea what you're going to be doing with yourself once it's holiday time, here are the options you have provided by Grayscape that you can attain. What are they, Molly?
They are Radiate Camp, Fuel Camp, and Arts Holiday Program.
When is the Arts Holiday Program, Molly?
It is
25th to the 29th of April.
25th to the 29th of April.
Ta-da! Hosted by...
Trajectory.
Then, after the week of everybody being so creative and just making all this cool stuff, on the 30th of April, we have a social event at church where we'll be experiencing all the cool stuff that happened during that week and they'll be showcasing all their art and it'll be so much funness.
That sounds cool.
Save that date and make sure you come
Yes.
because Molly's gonna have some good stuff to show you.
Don't say that because I'm not 100% sure I'm coming. But I'm 99.9% sure I'm coming. Am I coming, Mum? There's lunch.
Yeah, what?
After the... What's it called? It's coming. It's not there. It's in the gym at like lunchtime after church.
After the program.
Yes.
we will be having lunch.
And it's gonna be yummy.
So just between us, do you start with desserts or do you?
I actually always just run, get bread, eat the bread, then eat dessert, if I can have dessert.
For those of you who have not met Molly, this was her.
First time.
This was her first time. And
I will definitely do this again.
if you would like to see more of Molly, go give her a hug and a high five.
And Maddie, you have to do this with me next time. The end.
The end. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I think of people engaging together and connecting. It kind of reminds me of Connections. Yeah.
Engaging, being involved, but I mean, being together, but more than just being together. It's actually more of a doing thing, engaging, being involved, and getting things done.
People together doing stuff, I guess. Teamwork, yeah. Project, like doing life together, I guess, for me. Because when we engage together in anything really, like anything we do, like hangouts we have like this, even is engaging.
I think about an interaction.
Are you gonna be there when I call it?
As I've been standing here, previous people say between people, but I think engaging could be not just between people, but whatever you're interested in, whatever catches your interest. I think that's what I think of when you say engaging.
Engaging as like people.
As in like people, yeah.
Yeah. I guess people coming together in unison, doing things together to connect, I guess.
Being proactive, being involved in something.
Engaging, taking part, just doing it, like not holding back, but actually, participating in something, and being involved, I think, as well. Taking action.
Horrible. I would. I can't explain how it would feel, but it would feel all painful. I feel all painful inside just thinking about it, you know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the world would be a very dark place. Eh?
Yeah. This wasn't my choice.
It just wouldn't be that good. It would suck. It'd be a bit depressing, really. Yeah.
The world would look really sad. There'd be a lot of hurt around because, you know, people wouldn't be in good spaces. They wouldn't have people to help them. They wouldn't be able to come to churches or go to doctors or talk to anyone really because, it would just be a really sad place.
It would definitely be a terrible place, not an ideal place. Very sad.
Full of badness. If no one's there to take it away, then it's just going to keep growing, isn't it? It'd just be terrible, actually.
I think it would be a pretty horrible place, to be honest. It's, there would be a lot of hurt and a lot of pain. It would be pretty sad. Yeah, a lot of really sad people.
Yeah, would you want to live in that world?
Definitely not. No.
When I think of the word engaging, straight away, my mind goes to this guy. Okay, he's an amazing motivation. He's a brilliant inspirational speaker. Okay, and he claims that he gives the best hugs. Best hugs. And after every one of his conferences, after every one of his talks that he has, he holds massive hug sessions. Massive hug sessions. Everybody can come and give him a hug. Doesn't discriminate who. He's talked at schools and he's talked at TEDx conferences all over the world. All over the world. And what he talks about is how he was bullied in school, how he was tormented in school, and how he had the hardest time in high school, in school. What I think is the most amazing thing about him, the most amazing thing about him, is that he was born with a genetic disease. And it's called tetra amelia syndrome, which basically means he was born without limbs. And this is what he looks like. That's Nick Vujicic. This is the guy that contemplated suicide numerous times. He writes in his books. But he was definitely wondering during his young age what God's purpose was for him. Whether he would actually be able to make a difference in the world. He has gone on to inspire thousands of people across the world by using his story. And the reason this is so awesome is because despite the fact that he has no limbs, and he thought he was insignificant and couldn't make a difference, God was able to use him to make a difference in the world and to make a difference in people's lives. Through him engaging and using his uniqueness to serve the community and the world. If Nick Vujicic, who was born without limbs, who probably thought more than once in his life that he was unimportant, that he was insignificant, that he couldn't make a difference, if he can make such an impact on people's lives and using their skills, imagine the impact and the difference we could have on people's lives, on a community, if we just got engaged. Imagine if we valued engaging. There's a story in the Bible, one of my favorite stories, and it's about David and Goliath. And for you guys, if you guys want to go see it, read it at home, it's found in 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 17, or chapter 17. Get mixed up sometimes. The story goes, okay, David was asked to go by his dad to deliver food to his brothers who were fighting a war for King Saul. I can imagine David's thoughts. He's like, man, why? Why do I have to go deliver food to my brothers? Why can't I be the guy fighting the wars, being the hero, saving lives? But he did it anyway. So he walks into the camp and he's walking around and he's going to his brothers and he realizes the soldiers are scared. The soldiers are talking about this giant called Goliath. And they were petrified. They were shaking in their boots. So what does David do? David goes, that's cool. I'm going to go talk to Saul. So he goes over to Saul. He's like, Saul, yo, I got this. I'll beat him for you. It's fine. It's easy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So Saul goes, okay, cool. You can take a shot. It's fine. That's all cool. So he kits him out in this armor, in his royal armor, and he gives him a sword and a shield, and he looks all cool and stuff. And then he goes, man, this armor feels weird. Nah, dude, take it off. And so he takes it off. And then he goes to a nearby stream and picks up 5 smooth stones. And then he goes to meet Goliath. Words are exchanged. And then he runs to Goliath. And while he's running, he takes a stone out, takes his sling, puts it, hits him straight in the forehead. Hits Goliath straight in the forehead. Goliath falls and he dies, and he's a big hero. It's such an awesome story. So cool. But what I assume people forget is some of the facts. Okay? Some of the facts. Goliath was 9 feet tall. Think Yao Ming plus plus. Okay? That's how tall he was. And he wore armor. And he was not skinny tall, like some people are. He was like buff tall. Like arms this size. And, man, he's been fighting, it says in the Bible, he's been fighting men since he was a kid. And then the Bible goes on to describe David. And he describes David in 2 words. Ruddy and handsome. That's it. Me, not knowing what ruddy means, I Googled it. It literally means, it says, ruddy is having a healthy red color. So the color that babies sometimes have when their cheeks are red, that healthy color, basically the Bible was saying he had a baby face and he was handsome. That is it. So I can't imagine David, when he's walking up to meet Goliath, he's like, 9 feet tall? Pfft, easy. This is easy. This is easy beans. I don't think so. I think on the way to meet Goliath, he was freaking out. He was going, dude, I feel so insignificant right now. I'm only 13 years old, and he's 9 feet tall. He's a giant. I can't handle this. I am pretty sure he was feeling pretty insignificant. He was feeling, okay, how can I make a difference? But God was able to use his skills as a shepherd boy to defeat the giant that no one else dared challenge. Imagine if we valued engaging. I know this story connects to me and hopefully connects to some of you guys. We have this gift and these skills that God has given us that we sometimes think are insignificant, that we think we can't use to make a difference, to tackle the giants. But then he does something that surprises us. He takes our skills and he flips it. He takes us so by surprise by using our skills in a completely different way than what we could imagine. Once we get engaged, once we commit, and once we place our faith in God, making a difference comes easy. Imagine if we valued engaging, where we saw a giant standing in the way, and like David, said to God, I'm willing. Use me. And use my gifts so that I can make a difference in your name. Imagine if we said, I'm willing to be engaged in overcoming the giant of child abuse. I'm willing to get engaged in overcoming the giant of sex trafficking. I'm willing to get engaged and overcome the giant of loneliness. I'm willing to get engaged and overcome the giant of youth suicide, the giant of domestic violence, the giant of homelessness, the giant of orphan children, the giant of addictions. Imagine if we valued engaging. In one of the letters written by Peter to the followers that were starting to spring up all over the place, he says, 1 Peter, each one of you should use whatever gifts he has received to serve others, faithfully administering God's grace in its various forms. I love this. I love it. Because Peter doesn't specify what gifts should be used to serve others and what gifts should not. He doesn't say that. He says whatever gifts we have, we should be using to serve others. How many of you guys have seen me make coffee outside? Yes, many, dude, tons. I'm there most mornings. Not you, man. I'll make you a coffee after. But some of you guys have seen me make coffee in the morning. And that's me using my gift, one of my gifts, to serve people. And it's not a massive gift. It's making coffee. It's not a massive gift. And I know for a fact that I am not going to change the world by me making coffee. But I could change someone's day, change someone's mood. See how a person is feeling by having a conversation with them, by engaging with them. And by using that gift, just one of my gifts, I'm showing God's grace in its various forms. Simple, easy. And that's a simple gift. Imagine if we did that. Imagine if we used our gift of sewing to create clothes for those who are in poverty. Imagine if we used our creative skills in holding an art gallery auction to raise funds for people in poverty, people in disaster relief. Imagine if we used our voice to make a difference in kids' lives, to tell them that they are individually beautiful, that they are individually brilliant. Imagine if, okay, each person in this building decided to use their God-given gifts to make a difference by engaging their community, by engaging their workplace. Imagine the impact that would have. In Matthew 5:16, he writes, "In the same way, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." Matthew is saying, look, use your gifts. Use your gifts and use them well. Use them to the fullest. Use them as a light. And let that light shine. Let that light shine bright. So that people can see the difference that you are making. To see that you are getting engaged. And when that happens, you give it all to God. You make it clear, yeah, I'm doing the hard work. I'm using my skills. I'm using this. I'm using that. But God is the one that gave me those skills. And I can only thank Him for that. And it's going to explode. It's going to grow. It's going to get so much bigger. It's going to create something fantastic. But not only that, it gets a clearer image of who God is, of who God really is. A God who loves, a God who wants us to use our skills to help others, to serve others, to get involved, to get engaged. Once we start doing that, people start getting a clearer image of who God is and what He's actually really all about. Have you guys heard of the ripple effect or the domino effect? Yes? Yeah? It's, for those of you who don't know, it's this concept of something starting out so small, and then it grows, and then it grows, and then it grows, and it expands, and it ripples out. Like when you throw a pebble into a still lake, you see the ripples getting larger and larger. And one of the coolest and inspiring stories that I can think of and that I came across is of a person who saw a need in the community and decided to get engaged. And because of it, it had a massive massive ripple effect that we are still talking about today. And that person is Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa saw a need in India, that there were millions and millions of people in poverty. She saw the need in the community. And she saw that they needed a voice. They needed a voice to get the word out there. So God decided to use her as that voice, as that advocate for change. Starting on this journey of engaging people, poverty-stricken people in India and in the communities, I really don't think, I could be wrong, but Mother Teresa was a nun. I don't think that when she was starting or she was going there, she was thinking, this is going to have such a huge impact. The ripple effect is going to be so big. It's going to be massive. 50, 100, 150, 200 years down the line, they're going to be talking about me. I don't think so. But here we are, and we're talking about her. We're talking about the impact that she has made. We're talking about what she has done to raise the voice of poverty. We are talking about the ripple effect that has grown so big that it's started up organizations, that it's focusing a lot more on poverty, that people are getting more involved. And it's cool because we're still talking about it. And we're talking about how much of an inspiration she was in getting involved, in getting engaged, and becoming that beacon of light for those who needed it. And all because she decided to use her gifts that God gave her. And she decided that she was going to get engaged, that she was going to challenge the giant of poverty, to challenge the Goliath of poverty. Imagine if we valued engaging. Someone who inspires me the most and didn't hesitate one bit in getting engaged was Jesus. He saw us in this crazy, sticky mess. He saw us in a pigsty. He saw us in the mud. He didn't go, nope, I ain't touching that. He said, I'm going to get engaged. And so he came to us. He decided to get engaged and get sticky, get muddy, get into the pigsty. He decided to give it his all. And when he decided to give it his all, to give it his everything, his life, he gave us the opportunity to experience life in its fullest, in its greatest, to experience life in its abundance. All because he decided to get engaged, to serve and not be served, to love each one of us unconditionally. Imagine if we responded to this love. I want to end this talk, this exploration of engaging, of our core values, by challenging all of you and challenging myself to ask some hard questions. What is stopping us from using the gifts that God, the almighty creator of the universe, the guy who knows the stars by their names, the guy who knows us personally, individually, fully, what is stopping us from using those gifts? To engage in something, to allow God to use us to make a difference. If a child born without limbs can grow into a man that has touched and has influenced and inspired hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. Why can't we do the same? Imagine if a 13-year-old boy, David, can defeat a giant that stood at 9 feet tall, all by having faith in God to use his gifts as a shepherd boy. What is stopping us in having faith in God to use our gifts to make a difference? Imagine if. What is stopping us from engaging in an area of need that God might use to create the biggest ripple effect, the biggest domino effect that may end up changing the entire world? What if? 1 John 3:18 says, "Dear children, let us not love with words or tongue, but with actions and in truth." As you can see here in the corner, there's a board that symbolizes like puzzle pieces. And you can see that there are some pieces missing, the purple pieces and the blue pieces. The worship band's going to come back on and it's going to start playing one last song. And while they're playing, I want to encourage all of you, or some of you, to come up and take a color Post-it note, and stick it in one of those empty spaces. As a symbol to say, I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm going to take the action to get engaged. This is a sign that I'm going to say, yes, I'm going to get engaged. I'm going to use my gifts that God has given me to serve the community, to serve others. That's what I like. Imagine if we valued engaging.
When I walk through deep waters, I know that you will be with me. When I'm standing in the fire, I will not be overcome. Through the valley of the shadow, I will not fear. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. In the midst of deep sorrow, I see your light is breaking through. The dark of night will not overtake me, and I am pressing into you. Lord, you fight my every battle, and I will not fear. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. call me as your own. You amaze me, redeem me. You call me as your own. You amaze me, redeem me. You call me as your own. You amaze me, redeem me. You call me as your own. You're my strength, you're my defender. You're my refuge in the storm. Through these trials, you've always been faithful. You bring healing to my soul. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me.
Let's just end in prayer real quick, and then we can go have some lunch. Okay? Dear Lord, today we explored this concept and this idea of engaging. We explored this idea of using our gifts, using the gifts that you have given us, that you have given us to use to serve others. Lord, like you came and you sent your Son, Jesus, to serve and not to be served, Lord, I pray that each one of us here will really reflect and really look at the gifts that we have and look at seeing how we can engage the community, how we can engage our families, how we can engage one another, Lord. And I pray that in whatever endeavor we choose to use our gifts in whatever we choose to get engaged with, Lord, that it's going to have the most big ripple effect. That through you and through us using the gifts that you have given us, that there is going to be a huge change made in the world. So that people not only see the difference being made and the improvements, but see who you are. See who you truly are and how much you truly love us, Lord. I pray that each one of us will go out, use our gifts, and they'll be able to praise you, Lord. I pray that, like David, like he said, yes, I will take care of it, Saul. I will face the giant. I pray that we'll get to that stage, that we'll be able to put our faith in you, our faith, and say, Lord, I accept. Use me, use my gifts to tackle the giant, to tackle the giants that face us today. Thank you, Lord.